In early 1968, the automotive world was jolted by the unexpected debut of a compact, two-seat muscle car from American Motors Corporation, a company better known for its sensible economy vehicles than high-performance machines. The AMX arrived as a bold, fastback coupe with striking proportions, a long hood stretching forward and a sharply truncated rear, all riding on a noticeably shorter wheelbase than typical muscle cars of the era. This was no ordinary four-seat muscle car. It was a focused, steel-bodied two-seater that stood apart in a landscape dominated by larger, more conventional models. Enthusiasts and journalists alike were surprised to see AMC step into this niche, challenging the established muscle car norms with a vehicle that combined aggressive style and V8 power in a compact package. The AMX was more than just a new model. It was a statement of ambition from a smaller automaker with limited resources. By leveraging engineering and design ties to its four-seat Javelin sibling, AMC managed to create this specialized performance car while keeping development and production costs in check. Though it would never unseat the Chevrolet Corvette, the AMX boldly sought to capture attention and carve out its own space among American performance cars. To understand how AMC dared to build the AMX, we first need to look at the company's conservative roots and its urgent search for excitement and youthful energy. In the mid-1960s, American Motors Corporation was widely seen as a sensible, conservative automaker focused primarily on economy and practicality. Unlike the Big Three, General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler, AMC's reputation was built on compact, affordable cars designed for families and budget-conscious buyers. Muscle cars, with their aggressive styling and powerful V8 engines, were largely the domain of those Detroit giants. AMC's lineup lacked the bold performance image that younger, more adventurous buyers craved. This posed a significant challenge. To compete in a market increasingly captivated by speed and style, AMC needed more than just reliable transportation. It needed excitement. The company's leadership recognized that a performance halo car could redefine AMC's image and attract a new generation of customers. This was not just about building a fast car. It was about changing perceptions. At the heart of this transformation was Richard A. Teague, AMC's talented design executive. Teague had a keen sense of style and innovation and understood that AMC's limited resources meant they couldn't match the Big Three with sheer scale. Instead, they had to be inventive. By leveraging existing platforms and components, AMC could create a specialized vehicle that stood out without breaking the bank. The idea was to build a car that was unmistakably different, a compact two-seat muscle car that could capture attention and respect. Muscle cars were becoming cultural icons, symbols of freedom and performance, but they also carried costs and complexities. AMC's smaller scale demanded a smart approach. Sharing engineering and design elements with the four-seat AMC Javelin allowed the company to control development and manufacturing expenses while crafting a distinct two-seat model with unique proportions and bodywork. This strategic balance of innovation and practicality was crucial. In many ways, AMC's quest reflected broader market forces. The late 1960s saw muscle cars rise as expressions of youthful energy and American engineering prowess. For AMC, the challenge was to break free from its conservative mold and stake a claim in this exciting new territory. The company's commitment to this vision would soon materialize in a series of experimental concepts and prototypes, each pushing the boundaries of AMC's traditional image. These efforts laid the groundwork for a production two-seat performance car unlike anything AMC had built before. The AMX was more than just a car. It was a statement of ambition and a bold step toward redefining what American motors could be. Yet for all its ambition, AMC's approach required careful navigation of both internal and external expectations. The company's engineers and marketers faced the delicate task of balancing performance aspirations with the realities of AMC's established customer base. Introducing a two-seat muscle car meant stepping outside the comfort zone of traditional buyers, while still maintaining the brand's reputation for value and practicality. This tension shaped every decision, from design sketches to marketing campaigns, as AMC worked to craft a car that could genuinely surprise the American public. The answer lies in AMC's experimental concepts and prototypes that paved the way for a production two-seat performance car unlike anything in the company's past. Transforming a bold experimental idea into a production muscle car ready to hit American roads is no small feat. For AMC, this journey began in the mid-1960s with a series of concept and prototype automobiles that explored new territory for the company. The AMX name itself, standing for American Motors Experimental, reflected this spirit of innovation and risk-taking. Early glimpses of the AMX came through striking show cars, including one constructed in Italy by Carrozzeria Vignale. This Italian-built example showcased styling cues that would influence the final design, but it's important to note that the production AMX was unmistakably American, built with steel bodywork and assembled domestically. AMC faced the challenge of creating a unique two-seat muscle car without the expansive resources of the big three automakers. Their solution was to build on the engineering and design foundations of the AMC Javelin, a four-seat muscle car already in production. By sharing components and structural elements with the Javelin, AMC controlled development and manufacturing costs, while still crafting a car with its own identity. The AMX featured a substantially shorter wheelbase than the Javelin, and its bodywork behind the doors was distinctive, emphasizing the car's compact two-seat layout. This fastback coupe combined a long hood with a truncated rear, giving it proportions that stood out sharply in the muscle car landscape. The transition from concept to production required balancing radical styling with practical considerations. AMC's design executive Richard A. Teague played a pivotal role in this process, guiding the AMX's evolution from eye-catching prototypes to a viable, road-ready automobile. The production AMX was steel-bodied, a departure from the Italian show car's hand-formed panels, ensuring durability and manufacturability at scale. The two-seat configuration was rare among American muscle cars at the time, positioning the AMX as a fresh alternative to more conventional four-seat muscle machines. This approach allowed AMC to offer a performance car that was both daring and attainable. By leveraging shared Javelin components, AMC kept costs manageable without sacrificing the AMX's unique character. The result was a compact, aggressive coupe that challenged the muscle car norms and expanded AMC's image beyond its conservative roots. The AMX promised serious performance and a distinctive driving experience in a package smaller and more focused than most competitors. The production AMX's birth was not just about engineering, it was a statement of ambition. It marked AMC's effort to capture the attention of younger, performance-oriented buyers and to stake a claim in the muscle car arena dominated by larger manufacturers. This balancing act between innovation and practicality, style and cost control, defined the AMX's development and set the stage for its introduction in 1968. Few American automakers had attempted a steel-bodied, two-seat performance coupe in this era, making AMC's decision especially bold and unconventional. Building on shared Javelin underpinnings, AMC crafted the AMX's unique two-seat layout and distinctive proportions that set it apart in the muscle car world. American Motors Corporation faced a unique challenge when developing the AMX: how to craft a potent two-seat muscle car without the luxury of unlimited resources. Rather than starting from scratch, AMC cleverly built the AMX atop the engineering foundation laid by the four-seat AMC Javelin. This strategic decision allowed AMC to manage development costs while delivering a distinct performance coupe with its own identity. The AMX shared key mechanical components and design principles with the Javelin, but beneath the surface, it was a far more specialized machine. The most notable difference was the AMX's substantially shorter wheelbase, which gave it compact, aggressive proportions, unlike the longer Javelin. By trimming the chassis length behind the doors, AMC created a true two-seat layout, sharply differentiating the AMX from its four-seat sibling. This wasn't simply a shortened Javelin. The AMX featured unique bodywork that extended behind the doors, contributing to its distinctive fastback profile. The steel-bodied coupe presented a long hood and a truncated rear, emphasizing a sporty, muscular stance that stood apart in the muscle car landscape of the late 1960s. AMC's design executive Richard A. Teague played a significant role in shaping this identity, balancing the need for innovation with practical engineering solutions. The two-seat AMX was among the few American production cars of the era to offer a genuine alternative to the dominant Corvette, yet it managed to do so with a more accessible price point. Sharing components with the Javelin also streamlined manufacturing. Many chassis and suspension parts were common between the two models, allowing AMC to leverage existing production lines and supplier relationships. This approach helped keep the AMX competitively priced and feasible for a smaller automaker to produce. Despite these shared elements, the AMX's distinct proportions and tailored design ensured it wasn't just a Javelin with fewer seats. The compact wheelbase not only altered the car's look, but also influenced its handling dynamics, making it a sharper performer on the road. The decision to build the AMX as a steel-bodied coupe reinforced AMC's commitment to quality and durability, contrasting with some competitors who used fiberglass or other materials for their two-seat cars. This choice reflected AMC's practical engineering mindset and respect for traditional American muscle car values. In essence, the AMX represented a carefully engineered compromise, a specialized, two-seat muscle car born from the bones of a four-seat platform, but reimagined to capture a new market segment. Its development showcased AMC's inventive spirit and willingness to push boundaries within the constraints of a smaller automaker's resources. This blend of shared engineering and unique design choices allowed AMC to offer something rare in the American market, a true two-seater with muscle car credentials, yet accessible to buyers who might have found other options out of reach. With its unique chassis and body, the AMX's performance was defined by a range of V8 engines and optional equipment that shaped its driving character. What powered the AMX's performance, and how did AMC balance power, handling, and cost in building its muscle car? The 1968 AMC AMX arrived with a trio of V8 engines that offered a range of power and character to suit different drivers. At the entry level was the 290 cubic inch V8, which provided respectable muscle for those seeking a spirited drive without pushing the limits. Stepping up, the 343 cubic inch V8 delivered more robust performance, bridging the gap between everyday usability and serious power. But it was the 390 cubic inch V8 that stood as the true heart of the AMX's muscle car identity. This engine was the most potent regular production option available that year, giving the AMX a commanding presence on the road. Historical tests from the era show that the 390 V8, paired with the right transmission and equipment, could accelerate the AMX with impressive authority, hitting notable top speeds that rivaled many of its muscle car contemporaries. Transmission choices further expanded the AMX's appeal. Drivers could opt for a 4-speed manual gearbox, which emphasized driver engagement and performance control, or a 3-speed automatic for those who preferred a more relaxed, yet still powerful, driving experience. This flexibility allowed AMC to cater to a wider audience while maintaining the car's performance credibility. One of the most significant options was the Go package, an assembly of performance, handling, braking, cooling, and appearance enhancements. It wasn't a one-size-fits-all package. Contents varied depending on the model year and engine choice. The Go package could include upgraded suspension components, heavy-duty cooling systems, improved brakes, and distinctive styling cues that set the AMX apart from its standard counterparts. However, not every AMX rolled off the line with this package, and it's important to recognize that many cars were sold without it, reflecting AMC's effort to offer a muscle car that could be tailored to different budgets and tastes. By sharing key engineering and design elements with the AMC Javelin, the AMX benefited from cost-effective development while still presenting a sharply distinct two-seat profile and driving experience. This strategic sharing helped AMC keep the AMX competitively priced below the Corvette, making it an attainable option for enthusiasts seeking genuine American muscle car performance. The combination of engine options, transmission choices, and performance packages gave the AMX an authentic muscle car DNA, one that balanced power and handling with practicality and cost. It was a calculated approach that reflected AMC's ambition to break away from its conservative reputation and stake a claim in the high-performance market. For many buyers, the AMX's blend of accessible performance and distinctive two-seat style offered something rare in the American market. Its unique formula invited enthusiasts to experience muscle car excitement in a package that stood apart from the crowd. With performance credentials established, AMC launched the AMX with a bold marketing campaign highlighted by a unique Daytona debut and a surprising Playboy partnership. With performance credentials established, AMC launched the AMX with a bold marketing campaign highlighted by a unique Daytona debut and a surprising Playboy partnership. In February 1968, American Motors Corporation chose the prestigious Daytona International Speedway as the stage to introduce the production AMX to automotive journalists and enthusiasts. Daytona, a symbol of American motorsport excellence, offered AMC a platform to position the AMX as a serious contender in the high-performance two-seat market, directly challenging the established image of the Chevrolet Corvette. The choice of Daytona was strategic, lending the AMX instant credibility and associating it with speed, competition, and excitement. Automotive writers were invited to experience the AMX firsthand, witnessing its compact yet muscular design and spirited V8 power. This event marked a departure from AMC's traditionally conservative image, signaling a new era focused on performance and youthful energy. Alongside the Daytona launch, AMC pursued an unconventional marketing partnership that captured public attention, a collaboration with Playboy magazine. In 1968, the AMX was famously linked to Playboy's Playmate of the Year, who received a specially finished pink AMX as part of the promotion. This gesture was bold and atypical for the muscle car market of the late 1960s, reflecting AMC's willingness to embrace cultural trends and connect with a younger, more adventurous audience. While the exact number of factory-produced pink AMX cars remains a subject of debate among historians, the pink AMX became an enduring symbol of AMC's innovative and daring approach to marketing. This partnership helped the AMX stand out in a crowded field, blending automotive performance with popular culture in a way few competitors attempted. By leveraging both the motorsport prestige of Daytona and the cultural cachet of Playboy, AMC crafted a narrative that elevated the AMX beyond just another muscle car. It was a statement of intent, showcasing AMC's ambition to reshape its image and appeal to buyers seeking style, speed, and a touch of rebellion. Despite AMC's smaller size and more limited resources compared to the Detroit Giants, these marketing efforts demonstrated creativity and a willingness to take risks. The AMX's debut at Daytona and its Playboy association contributed significantly to its identity as a youthful, performance-oriented car with a distinctive personality. This blend of motorsport gravitas and pop culture flair was especially significant for AMC, a company often overshadowed by larger rivals. By aligning the AMX with both the excitement of Daytona and the allure of a national magazine, AMC signaled its intent to break from tradition and reach audiences beyond the typical muscle car buyer. The AMX's marketing story became as distinctive as its design, reinforcing its status as a rare two-seat American performance car and helping to define its place in late 1960s automotive culture. Beyond marketing, the AMX's performance narrative was bolstered by a record-setting campaign led by Craig and Lee Breedlove, pushing the car's limits on speed and endurance. Before the AMX was ever available to the public, American Motors Corporation sought to establish its performance bona fides through an ambitious and carefully orchestrated speed and endurance record campaign. This effort centered on partnerships with Craig and Lee Breedlove, two figures already well known in the world of high-speed automotive achievement. Using specially prepared versions of the AMX, AMC aimed to showcase the car's capabilities beyond the showroom floor and position it as a serious contender in the muscle car arena. These record-setting vehicles, however, were far from the standard production AMXs that buyers would later find in dealerships. Modified extensively for their purpose, the Breedlove AMXs were engineered to push limits in ways that ordinary models could not match. Throughout the campaign, the Breedloves established a variety of records: national, international, class-based, distance, and endurance, that highlighted the AMX's potential for sustained high performance. The exact numbers and classifications of these records are complex and sometimes vary depending on the source, reflecting the intricate nature of speed record keeping at the time. It's important to note that these achievements should not be conflated with Craig Breedlove's separate exploits with the jet-powered Spirit of America land speed vehicles, which operated in a very different realm of automotive technology and record-setting. Nor should they be confused with the 1968 Bonneville Speed Spectacular, a later event involving specially prepared AMC Javelins rather than AMXs. The Breedlove campaign served a dual purpose. On one hand, it was a technical proving ground, demonstrating that AMC's two-seat performance car could hold its own under extreme conditions. On the other, it was a strategic marketing tool designed to elevate the AMX's image among enthusiasts and automotive journalists during its critical launch phase. By associating the AMX with high-profile speed records, AMC sought to counterbalance its reputation as a smaller, more conservative automaker and attract a younger, performance-minded audience. This approach underscored the company's willingness to take risks and innovate, even within the constraints of limited resources. While the record-setting AMXs were unique machines, their exploits helped create a halo effect that boosted the credibility of the production AMX models. They reinforced the message that this was no ordinary muscle car, but a bold statement from American Motors, challenging established norms and competitors alike. For American Motors, this campaign was also a calculated response to the skepticism that often greeted new performance offerings from smaller manufacturers. By investing in headline-grabbing feats, AMC demonstrated a commitment to engineering and publicity that went beyond simply building a fast car. The spectacle of endurance runs and speed trials captured the imagination of the press and public alike, lending the AMX an aura of excitement that was rare for a newcomer in the two-seat performance segment. With record-breaking credentials in hand, the AMX inevitably invited comparisons to the Chevrolet Corvette, America's iconic two-seat sports car. Two-seat American muscle cars, but very different stories. How did the AMX stack up against the Corvette? At first glance, the AMC AMX and Chevrolet Corvette occupied the same niche: compact, two-seat performance cars designed to excite and appeal to enthusiasts. Yet beneath this shared category, they followed distinct paths in construction, image, and market positioning. The Corvette, by 1968, was already an established icon with a strong sports car heritage. Its fiberglass body was lightweight and allowed for sweeping, sculpted lines that became synonymous with American performance and style. In contrast, the AMX was a steel-bodied fastback coupe, built on a shorter wheelbase derived from AMC's four-seat Javelin. This structural choice gave the AMX a unique profile: long hood, truncated rear, and a compact passenger compartment, setting it apart visually and mechanically from the Corvette. The AMX didn't attempt to replicate the Corvette's exotic appeal, but instead offered a more grounded, attainable performance experience. Pricing played a significant role in this distinction. The AMX was generally positioned below the Corvette in cost, making it a more accessible option for buyers seeking the thrill of a two-seat muscle car without the higher price tag. This affordability was a deliberate strategy by AMC to attract younger, performance-oriented customers and to shake off its reputation as a conservative, economy-focused automaker. Image-wise, the Corvette carried decades of racing pedigree and an aura of exclusivity, while the AMX was a bold newcomer from a smaller independent manufacturer. AMC's gamble was to leverage the AMX as a halo product, showcasing the company's engineering savvy and willingness to innovate. Although the AMX challenged the Corvette for attention and buyers, it did not replace or surpass the Corvette's market dominance. Instead, it carved out its own space as one of the few American two-seat production muscle cars of its era. The AMX's distinctive steel construction, combined with shared components from the Javelin, allowed AMC to control development and manufacturing costs while delivering a specialized performance car. The Corvette's fiberglass body and established brand prestige, however, set a high benchmark in terms of image and market position. Both cars offered powerful V8 engines and performance credentials, but their different approaches reflected the contrasting resources and strategies of their manufacturers. Understanding these differences helps explain why the AMX remains a unique chapter in American muscle car history, a daring alternative to the Corvette's established legacy. For many enthusiasts, The AMX's appeal lay in its ability to deliver genuine performance and distinctive style from a company not traditionally associated with muscle cars. Its presence in showrooms offered buyers a rare alternative to the established choices, and its bold design signaled AMC's willingness to take risks. Yet, the realities of the marketplace presented significant obstacles for such an unconventional contender. Despite its promise, the AMX faced market challenges that limited its sales and led to the end of the original two-seat model after just 3 years. Despite its bold design and spirited performance, the original two-seat AMX faced a challenging marketplace that limited its sales and ultimately led to its brief production run. From its debut in 1968 through 1970, AMC produced roughly 19,134 units of this distinctive muscle car, with about 6,725 of those sold in its inaugural year. For all its critical acclaim and unique position as one of the few American two-seat muscle cars of the era, the AMX struggled to find widespread acceptance among buyers. Several factors contributed to this modest commercial outcome. First, the AMX's two-seat configuration inherently narrowed its appeal. At a time when many muscle cars emphasized a blend of performance and practicality, four-seat layouts were often preferred for their versatility. Families and enthusiasts alike gravitated toward vehicles that could double as daily drivers and accommodate passengers, which put the AMX at a disadvantage despite its performance credentials. AMC's size and resources also shaped the AMX's market reach. Compared to the automotive giants, AMC operated with a smaller dealership network and more limited advertising budgets. This constrained the AMX's visibility and availability, especially against muscle cars from larger manufacturers with extensive dealer support and aggressive marketing campaigns. The AMX was a standout in many ways, but it simply didn't have the same level of backing that more established competitors enjoyed. Competition itself was fierce. The AMX directly challenged the Chevrolet Corvette, a well-entrenched icon with a strong brand identity, loyal following, and a reputation built over years. While the AMX offered a compelling value proposition with its lower price point and distinctive styling, it couldn't unseat the Corvette's dominance in the two-seat sports car segment. Other muscle cars with more conventional four-seat arrangements further fragmented the market, making it difficult for the AMX to carve out a larger niche. Practicality, or the lack thereof, also played a role. Owning a two-passenger muscle car meant compromises in everyday usability. For many buyers, the limited space for passengers or cargo was a significant deterrent. This reality, combined with the AMX's sporty but somewhat unconventional character, meant it appealed most to a specific segment of enthusiasts rather than the broader muscle car audience. Recognizing these challenges, AMC shifted the AMX's direction after the 1970 model year. Instead of continuing the standalone two-seat coupe, the AMX name transitioned to a performance variant of the four-seat Javelin starting in 1971. This move aligned with the market's preference for muscle cars that balanced performance with practicality, but it also marked the end of the original AMX's distinctive two-seat identity. The AMX's short run reflects the complex interplay of ambition, market realities, and consumer preferences during the muscle car era. While it never achieved mass-market success, the original two-seat AMX remains a testament to AMC's willingness to innovate and challenge industry norms. Although the original AMX's run was brief, its distinctiveness and AMC's risks ensured a lasting impression among enthusiasts and collectors. How does a daring but short-lived muscle car earn lasting respect decades later? The original two-seat AMC AMX stands as a testament to what a smaller, resourceful automaker could accomplish by challenging convention. American Motors, known mostly for conservative economy cars, took a bold step with the AMX, crafting a distinctive, compact performance coupe that offered something truly different from the established muscle car crowd. By sharing key engineering elements with the Javelin, yet adopting a unique two-seat layout and aggressive styling, AMC balanced innovation with cost control. Though its production run lasted only 3 model years and sales were modest compared to bigger competitors, the AMX carved out a unique identity. It never replaced or defeated the Corvette, but it offered an attainable, powerful alternative that attracted younger, performance-minded buyers and helped reshape AMC's image. Today, the AMX is remembered not for perfection or dominance, but for ambition and inventiveness. Collectors and enthusiasts continue to value its distinctive proportions, spirited V8 engines, and the story of a company willing to take risks despite limited resources. Importantly, the legacy belongs to the original two-seat AMX, distinct from later models that borrowed the name but not the pioneering spirit. The AMC AMX reminds us that ambition and creativity can produce remarkable automobiles, even against the odds. What muscle car story should we explore next? If you've enjoyed this journey, consider subscribing to stay connected with more automotive history. The AMC AMX reminds us that ambition and creativity can produce remarkable automobiles, even against the odds. What muscle car story should we explore next?